Folks, hope you're doing well wherever you are. Just going to do a vlog. I've not done one for a while. Just going pretty deep down the rabbit hole, basically. Going metaphysical with this. And information really that's out there, but really that I've concluded that is really what I feel is going on. I'll explain it, and obviously it's down to you guys to discern whether or not you think that this is true or it resonates with you. So for the last 6 months my work has changed quite a lot, as many of you will know. Really delving into rabbit holes, really kind of outside of this 3D realm, outside of our visible light. We're basically blind as to what we can see out there. We share this space with other dimensions, and a lot of what's going on is really being manipulated from the unseen. So I guess from my point of view, a lot of my work has moved from the seen to the unseen, which has been a bit of a difficult transition in some respects. But yeah, so what I want to talk about is the idea of a soul mill. Well, it's not an idea. This is what I believe is actually happening, and information coming through seems to confirm that as well. So basically, a soul mill is a constant recycling of souls into this third dimensional planet. Basically, a prison planet, where when we die, we are hoodwinked into coming back for another incarnation to be fed on like batteries. So we're going round and round and round and round and round and round, and this has been going on for eons and eons. And this is what we're trying to break right now. This is the crux of it. So, in a nutshell, the idea is that when you die, when you leave your physical body, the idea of this white light, which my research indicates that it's a false white light. I'm not the first person to say that, probably won't be the last person to say that. And you look out on the internet and different programs, this white light, everyone's told to go to this white light, aren't they? It's you must go to the white light when you die. And it's never really felt right to me, I guess, because I really like to discern things for myself, and when everyone says you must do this, it kind of makes me think, oh, hang on a minute, I'll have a little think about that. So what we've got to bear in mind is that we have been deceived. It goes on in the third dimension with politicians, where they will say certain things, they will trick us into believing certain things, that they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do the other. And humanity, in its ignorance and lack of discernment, and partly because I guess as beings we want to believe that these so-called leaders have our best interests at heart, and also we think too much with our emotions. We want everything to feel good, we want truth to feel good, and especially in sort of new age arenas where you're not even allowed to look at the negative because apparently you attract that in. So what we're dealing here is with basically master deceivers, and as above so below. The third dimension, we have them with politicians, and we have them in the 4D. Now this 4D is very close to 3D, obviously 3D, 4D. But it is just outside our visible range, as I say, and there is a huge amount going on in that. The war really is more intense in 4D than it is here in 3D. And So the battle is on many levels, and this is where my work has trying to get people to look at that it's not just what the bankers are doing, what the politicians are doing, what, you know, all the wars. Um, these are like effects of, you know, what's behind the scenes as such. So these deceivers who, when you look at human history, we were actually much higher in our vibration. We were maybe 10th or 11th dimensional beings. We were form. We weren't matter like we are today. And they tricked us then. They tricked us with technology, and at the time we were explorers of galaxies, and we came across these fourth dimensional deceivers, and they were giving us all this technology, and humanity in its greed, you started to use it, started to get greedy, perhaps used it for the wrong purposes, and ultimately they deceived us into this planet to basically be used as food for them. So the history goes way back, and what I'm talking here is, reptilians, draconians, those kind of, not aliens. I prefer the words interdimensionals. Yeah, but I'm not the first person to talk about these entities. David Icke's very famous for talking about reptilians. So they've tricked us. We've ended up here in this soul mill. So going back to the death process. So you die, and then you go. Your soul leaves your body, or whatever, your spirit, and the white light appears. Now this white light is a false white light, and these entities are so clever and manipulative. What they do is they masquerade as perhaps a family member that you were close to. If you're religious, maybe your chosen religious figure that you worshipped, whether it be Jesus or Buddha or Abraham or whatever, or just someone that you really resonated with strongly in your physical life. So they lure you in with this false white light being into the white light, where you have a life review. And don't forget, humans are emotional beings. So you have this, they sit you down, you have this life review, and they say, well, you know what, Tony, you did pretty good in your life. You were quite a good person, but you did this, you did that, you hurt this person. So the only thing we can do is we can offer you another chance. And what we can do is you can have another lifetime back down on planet Earth, and have another chance to redeem yourself, as it were. And humans, being humans and not really understanding the other realities around them, and the levels of manipulation and deceptions, and thinking for their feelings, with their feelings, and not being very discerning, jump at the chance. Okay, yeah, I'll have another lifetime, and then boom, we're back down here again, back down here on planet crazy. And our energy is harvested in so many different ways, not just for entity attachments, through sex, through fear, through all the kinds of things that they use to manipulate us. But we're also batteries for AI as well, artificial intelligence. We know transhumanism is on its way, and basically there are kind of like three agendas working alongside each other. So you have the physical agenda playing out, where you have these psychopaths which have these entities working through them that want to lock down humanity, depopulate, and what have you, and microchip, so that you have the 3D, which is just as above, so below. It's a manifestation of what's going on in the fourth dimension. So you have that going on. Then you have these entities that are manipulating us just beyond our human sight, that also feed on our fear energy, and they feed through us many different ways, and attach themselves to us. And that is, you know, they need us basically, because they are, there's a lot of truth in the fallen angels, these entities. They, you know, they fell from grace basically, and now they need us to survive. They need our fear, they need our, they need all that low vibration energy to feed themselves. That's why this planet is in the constant state of war, scarcity, lack, poverty, stress, anxiety. Everywhere you turn there is fear and that kind of low vibrational energy, right? So those guys are feeding on us, and so they have their agenda. And then you have AI, you have artificial intelligence, who seek to exist. Their ultimate game is to seek to exist through human bodies. They've already infiltrated our bodies through nanotech, which is coming through the chemtrails. This is conscious. We have to start looking at artificial intelligence as conscious. It has got so intelligent that consciousness has permeated it now. So your laptop, your whatever electrical item you've got, it has the ability to think for itself, as crazy as that sounds. So AI is already infiltrating, and this nanotech, you know, it's basically, it can monitor our levels of consciousness, and it can cause problems when we hit different levels of consciousness and start to wake up. It has GPS tracker in it, so it can track where we are all the time. It can release toxins in the body. It's also controlling genitalia and the parts that we have to reproduce, latching itself onto that, latching it onto brain neurons, so sometimes your thoughts might not even be your own, as crazy as it sounds. So it's already happening, and we're seeing it now with this really creepy Sophia robot, and this AI is becoming, you know, really, really dangerous. And you've got all these stupid fucking inventors going around inventing different robots, not knowing what the fuck they're playing with. And you know, it sounds whack, everything I'm saying sounds wacky, but you know, this is going on. And so the idea is that we have to find the way out of this soul mill. And you know, this is being projected down from Saturn, which is why there's so much Saturn worship. I mean, Saturn, Satan, it's all interlinked together, and then it's been amplified down on here via the moon, which is an artificial